everyone. We've done a behind the scenes video before. We've talked about traveling to events and how much it costs us to travel to events. And I'm making a short little video right now to explain what it's like when we try and book hotels or Airbnbs for the entire crew for trips, and also to respond to some of the kind people who've made offers of come and stay at our house, of having accommodation, putting us up. Now, I just feel like it's really important from a kind of behind the scenes perspective to clarify a couple of things so that you guys know exactly what is involved in doing all of this. You can hear Erin in the background. She is looking for rooms right now. So they are expensive. We've just completed booking our rooms for the LA Auto Show, and we're actually going to be spending some time in a little Airbnb. Although I'm being flown to LA by Ford because I've been invited by Ford to their event for the new electric SUV, Mustang inspired SUV. We're going there with Ford, but obviously we're going to fly Erin and Kate in on a company dime, and the 2 days that we're all there, we have to be in a different Airbnb because the hotel that Ford is putting me up in doesn't have any rooms for those 2 nights, and probably it would be super expensive anyway. So we found a really good Airbnb in the LA area. But then when we do things like CES 2020, we're planning on taking a team of between 4 and 6 people, which is quite a large number of people to be taking to an event. And so what that means is we have to rent a pretty big house. And so we're looking at some pretty big houses. We just had a really nasty experience where I reached out to one person and asked if we could rent and check about the internet pricing, the speed of the internet at the house. And between me inquiring and them responding, they put the price up by, by $41 a night. So obviously they're not going to get our booking now, which I think is really unscrupulous. It's terrifying that they would do that. They did previously have, it was $309 a night. And then they were giving us a 15% weekly discount, but they've just put the price up. So what was going to be $2,200 is now over $3,000. And I've just said, I'm going to respond to them in a minute and say, I'm sorry, we can't afford that. Which brings me to the question of, people saying, why don't you come and stay with us? We are really, really touched when people reach out and say, hey, we'd love you to come and stay with us. And that's a really wonderful thing. And it is wonderful for people to want to put us up. We've had offers for Fully Charged Live in America, Fully Charged Live in the UK, a couple of other things. And it would be wonderful to go and stay with people. But when we are at a big event and there are 3, 4, 5 of us, which is what we're hoping for this year, it's really unfair for 5 people to descend on one house. The other thing to bear in mind is when you do an event like Fully Charged Live, when you do an event like CES, when you do an event like any big event, it's really intensive, and you are on for 15 hours a day in front of a camera, talking to people, interviewing people, planning shots, rushing around, and it leaves you feeling exhausted, both mentally and physically at the end of the day. And when I go and stay with someone, I like to kind of spend some time with that person and try and talk to that person. And I always feel guilty about staying at someone's house and kind of disappearing into my room and not wanting to talk to anybody, literally just wanting to collapse. The other thing is that when we travel to events, it's not just us. It's not just us and a suitcase for the week. It's us plus a suitcase for the week for each person, plus 2, 3 flight cases full of camera gear, which gets spread around wherever we're staying, whether it's a hotel room or an Airbnb, because you have to plug everything in, and you have to plug all the computers in, and you have to edit. Last year at CES, or this year, sorry, at CES, we were editing in the evenings. So we are, not going to have a whole lot of spare time to spend with people. And I think when someone offers to put you up, that's the polite thing to do. So we probably will politely decline those offers, although I'm very touched by them. And if anybody does have any leads on any places that we can pay to stay in those areas, I'd love to hear from you, because, you know, hotels are expensive and we've got to be very careful about our budget. The other frustrating thing is we had one company that offered to basically take us to CES, and we haven't heard from them yet. So they kind of talk to us a lot and then they've kind of gone quiet, which is kind of concerning. But what does this all mean? Well, we're actually trying something with Ko-fi at the moment for the LA Auto Show, which is if you'd like to help us pay for a night at the LA Auto Show, reach out. We found a place, I think it was like $215 a night. So it's just over 400 and some for the 2 days that we're there. And if you'd like to help us fund that specifically, we've now changed our Ko-fi to Ko-fi Gold, which means we can do that. So if you want to support us directly for that event and you want to have a shout out on our show, probably be on a couple of the episodes from the LA Auto Show, and you want, you know, something special from the LA Auto Show sent from us, then please do check that out and we would be very, very grateful. That's really all I'm going to say. I'm going to go back and finish working on the script. I'm working on a script about the i3 today and also about electric mopeds, I think, for tomorrow. So keep evolving.